There we go. Somebody jamming, huh?
They looked it up. It was July 18th, the first day of training camp, and this will be the first week. So we're gonna have a football game. How much do you think that'll help the guys, their bodies, minds, everything? You guys too?
Yeah, dude. The much-needed rest is it's here, and we're going to take advantage of it. We've been going at it for a long time, going back. We were one of the first teams to start training camp with the Hall of Fame game, so it's been a long time of going at it, and our guys, I feel like they've handled it really well. No excuses, no complaining about our schedule and where our bye week falls, but right now it's coming at a great time for us, and we're excited to get the rest, relaxation, and take advantage of it.
What's the biggest thing you think your team needs to do after the break to be able to finish the season strong?
Right now, we just need to focus on recovering. That's it. And then we come back, and our focus will be on Miami when that time comes. But right now, I want our guys to just get away from it all. And that's the main thing. And when we hit reset, we'll hit reset, and we'll be ready to get back to it.
Anything from the league office regarding a possible suspension from Aziz, and do you have anything to add on that?
You know, with the entire Aziz, situation, we stand behind Aziz and everything, that came from that. Of course, he unfortunately hit on the quarterback, but it's also it's twofold, right? I mean, a lot of the quarterbacks in this day and age, they try to take advantage of the rule where they slide late and they try to get an extra yard. And you're a defender, a lot of onus is on the defender, right? Whether it's on the sideline or where it's on the quarterback, you don't know what a guy's thinking. You don't know if a guy's staying up and he's continuing to run. You don't know. And then you get a late slide and you hit the guy. Unfortunate that Trevor got hurt. Hope Trevor is okay, but it's also, if we're sliding, we have to get down. If we're getting out of bounds, we get out of bounds. And that rule is there to protect the quarterbacks. And we want our quarterbacks to be safe in the league. So we just have to be safe. And we're sliding, make sure we're keeping our heads down. So, and the entire thing is, Aziz hits the guy, but their sideline overreacts. And it turns into a melee. It wasn't our guys. It's their team overreacted, pushed our guy, dragging our guy to the sideline. So that's uncalled for on that side. We have to be better on the sidelines as well with both teams.
Tempers are hot there, and Aziz was fired up. Just have you talked to him today?
Of course, I talk to Aziz every day. Aziz is a great person, exceptional leader for us, and Aziz is a really good player, and he plays the game the right way. His intent is never to hurt anyone as he's playing the game. If anybody that knows Aziz and talk to Aziz, nobody with a bigger heart than Aziz. No, this guy's a special guy I've known since 2019. Special young man, love working with him. And for any picture that's painted that Aziz is a dirty player or doing something intentional, that's the exact opposite of what Aziz is. People who know Aziz, they know him, they know how he plays the game. Yes, he plays it fast, he plays it physical. Sometimes that physical nature gets misunderstood in today's game.
Coach, that's what I was going to ask you too. Nobody knows him better than you do. When I had an opportunity to speak with him, he says that you and him, you're player coach, but you're also friends as well away from the game. Can you just speak a little bit more to his character and who he is and the type of person he is in the locker room as well?
Yeah, Aziz, the type of guy he is, he's just a very caring guy. He's an intentional leader, intentional with communicating and making sure that everybody's on the same page. Like, he wants to know more about his players. I remember back in OTAs, just watching him coming in new to the team and watching how he just interacted with the guys, and they would walk around the field after practice, and just to see his group continue to grow. Started off with just one or two guys, and it ended up being about 15 guys just walking and talking, on the field. After workouts are over, just getting to know each other, growing that tight bond as a team. And that's what Aziz brings. He brings that. He knows what it's like to be a tight team, and he knows the bond that you need to be a great team. And that's what he brings to our team. Just a great leader in all aspects, not just defense, offense. He's everybody. That's a great human being, and love working with Aziz.
mentioned how some quarterbacks, they'll push the envelope a little bit. You feel like the league should emphasize quarterbacks not doing that, or like trying to come up with some rules that can like prevent quarterbacks from trying to kind of push the envelope in that aspect. Because obviously, bang, some guys do push it. You feel like teams, that's what the league should emphasize a way to make sure quarterbacks aren't trying to take advantage of that small little loophole.
Yeah, the biggest thing is protecting the quarterback. So the rule is there to give yourself up. For me, I would say give yourself up to make sure we are protected. And if we try to take advantage of it, we put a lot of onus on a defender who's going as fast as possible to make a split-second decision to either jump over top of the guy or get out of his way, or do you just stop and let the guy keep running? It's a lot of onus on the defender that I think it's difficult. If you ever play the game and you play it fast, it's a lot of split-second decisions that are difficult to make.
What can they do about it? Is there any solution to this? Or do you think maybe the league office needs to perhaps look into the punishment and understand the defensive perspective a little bit? What can be done in this situation?
I think what can be done is just have to look at all sides, right? And we don't have to overreact just because I think a guy gets hurt. We're not intentionally trying to hurt anyone. I think there's an overreaction when someone gets hurt, but we just have to look at it all from all perspectives.
The retaliation from Jacksonville, their stance. Do you think that the league needs to look more into how they handle retaliations of teams when they act?
Yeah, just from a football perspective, I mean, you see it in a college game, and we all just have to, relax and not go to throwing punches and fighting. That's not what the game is about, right? The game is here for us to have fun, playing the game, football, competing. But when it comes to the pushing, the shoving, the fighting, there's a lot of wasted energy that we don't need in our game. From the little league levels all the way up through our level, that's not what the game is about, and we need to get that out of the game.
Joe yesterday rushed for over 100 yards for the 6th consecutive game. Just knowing that you have a running back that is consistently putting up those markers and helping you keep the offense afloat, what has that meant to your team and playing with you?
Yeah, Joe continues to do an exceptional job for us, running the football, and it starts with the offensive line. I really like the way that they blocked yesterday. Not only, I know I always say a lot, the offensive line, but the running game involves many more people, and it's on the edge. Like you look at Robert Woods and the way he blocked in the run game, that was why we were able to get the first down at the end of the game, right, to seal the game because of how a wide receiver was blocking. The way Cade and Dalton and Irv were blocking at the tight end position. It's a collective effort that allows Joe to have the lanes that he has to run in, and Joe does a good job of playing physical.
You mentioned hitting the reset button with the bye week. Obviously, we know the players are going to be gone. What does that entail as far as the coaches are concerned? And then also with quality control, being able to go back and looking at the prior games and then coming back in and taking on these last games after the bye week.
Yes, as coaches, I think it's important for coaches to take that mental break as well, and to come back look at the film in a new way with new eyes, fresh eyes, and come in with new ideas. And also you look at the self-scout to see, things we've done well and see where we need to improve. So I think this week is very beneficial for coaches just to dive into the film. You're not worried about game planning, but you get to look at yourself and take an internal, deep dive to see, okay, what can we do different? What have we liked that really hasn't been productive for us? And where can we make some changes? So it'll be a very beneficial week for our coaches.
The interception of Stingley Jr. and the kind of body of work, the season he's had. What do you see from him, what he's put together this whole year?
Yeah, Stingley continues to be a highly productive player for us, making plays on the football. I mean, that turnover led to points for us, so it's a huge play by him. And it's a play where it looks like the guy is open, but Sting just has the closing speed to catch up and also catch the football in a way that a lot of receivers catch the ball. It's really impressive to see him catch those passes. It's very impressive by him, and I'm excited just for the season that Stingley is having. He's done an outstanding job all year, not just in the passing game, but also just tackling, improving setting edges in the run game and the screen game. He's becoming a complete player.
How would you evaluate CJ and the season he's having and what he's done for your team in his second year?
Yeah, really impressed with CJ and just his operation and the way he led us on yesterday. a lot of routes and things that weren't there, but for him to progress and get to the check down on certain routes, just making really great decisions with the ball. His connection with Nico has been very impressive. And then just yesterday, just him on third down, getting the ball to Dalton, and Dalton converting for a first down, just making those plays we talk about, playing on time, playing on schedule, and taking what the defense gives us. Just seeing him operate in that manner, that fashion even more, just shows, how our offense can be more efficient when we're operating that way. And it all starts at the top with CJ. And when he's leading, he's playing the way that he's playing, like our entire team feeds off of him. So I'm excited for his second year. I think he's shown a ton of growth. He's in a really great spot for us, physically, mentally, really love where he is. And I'm excited to see how he comes back after the break.
The emphasis on early down passing to Nico, the majority of his passes that he got were on first down, that sort of give you guys a base to get into a rhythm on offense?
With the early down pass, it kind of predicated on the defense and what they were doing. I think we took advantage of some of the looks that they were giving us on first down, and that's where we saw Nico in the middle of the field being open. So we executed the play-action pass game really well, and that's how we were able to stay on track and move the ball on first down.
Can you talk about the game plan yesterday? There's been a lot of talk, early part of the season that the struggles were because of the game plan. Just, you say it's important to put the players in the best position. Can you talk about what you saw from them yesterday?
Yeah, for our game plan, I think we just got back to the basics of who we are, right? And when we get back to the basics and we operate, no matter what defense is presented to us, we operate the right way. We get a hat on the hat in the running game and just, don't overcomplicate it. From our standpoint as coaches and players, we all on the same page. It allows us to play fast, and we're able to make plays and move the ball down the field. And that's what we just got back to the basics, if you want to say, anything about the game plan there.
2 years, you guys won a playoff game, won a division, on track to possibly win the division again, back-to-back years. What do you feel like you guys have put around CJ that allowed him to have, a lot of success? Without all the pieces working well, you got to be position to help lead you guys there. What do you feel that you guys have been able to be so successful with CJ from a win-loss perspective?
Yeah, we're successful with CJ. It's always going back to, it's not about just one person, right? It's about everybody doing their job and playing collectively, playing complementary football. When we do that, that translates to win. So it doesn't matter who's around. You have guys in, guys are out, you miss guys. But if we operate how we're supposed to, efficiently on offense, if we execute on defense, special teams, we execute, we play the right way, that's how you win football games, right? Sometimes offense is struggling, defense has to pick us up, defense is struggling, special teams has to make a play. So it's about all three phases working together no matter who's out there.
I was wondering if you had an update on Christian Harris and if you thought he could practice when you return.
Yeah, we'll see where Christian is. Christian's been doing a great job progressing. We look forward to seeing him out there pretty soon.
What do you think about, I know he missed several games, but just the body of work that Nico has had this year and what he's meant to your team?
Yeah, Nico has meant everything to our offensive production. He's been our best player on offense. When he's out there, teams have to account for him, whether that's putting two guys on him to open up other things underneath. But Nico, even if guys are accounting for him, he can still make plays. And I'm just so impressed with, it's not just the deep passes, it's just giving him the screen and getting the ball in his hands and seeing how physical he runs the ball, how he finishes. He's always gaining positive yards, and he's always doing it with a big smile. He enjoys playing the game of football. His teammates feed off of him. It just brings great energy every single day. And I'm a huge fan of Nico and what he's done. He's been one of the best receivers in the league this year.
Young players, man. You said nobody's complained about the schedule and all that, but talk about what that is for a guy that's coming out of college, maybe this particular year, to have to go through this grind.
Yeah, it's very hard on our rookies coming out of college, and right now their seasons are probably about over. We played a lot of games, so people talk about the rookie wall that they hit. You can see it on their faces in meetings and everything. You can see them hitting that wall, and it's rough on them. But we just have to keep pushing through. I don't give them an out or give them an excuse. We keep pushing through, and we find a way. No matter what no matter what's presented to us, whether it's scheduling, time frame, like we got to find a way to get through it. Other guys have been through the same thing, right? So they'll bounce back and they'll be just fine. But our rookies, I think they've handled it really well. The guys who played a lot, seen a lot of time, Cade, Kamari, Kalen, I think those guys have all handled this year very well, and they've made a lot of plays for us and been some important pieces and to what we're doing, and they've been very vital to our success.
Coach, speaking of the schedule, when you all come back, it's almost like you're hitting the ground running. You know the amount of games that you have in the amount of days. During this bye week, how hard is it to prepare, knowing that you have, that short amount of time to prepare for 3 teams?
And for me, I look at it as, we have the same amount of time really for Miami and for Kansas City. We'll get a short week with the Christmas game versus Baltimore. So that's one where you try to look ahead on the shorter schedule there. But for the other 2 games, it'll be the same amount of time as we've typically had to prepare for them. So it's really the only crunch there. So we'll hit the ground running, but we'll have time to prepare, all right, and have our guys ready to go. All right, thank you guys. Y'all have a good one.